Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Dawn White and I am a retired teacher working part-time with Gwinnett County Public School as a parent instructional coordinator. Thank you for inviting me to submit an interview video for the induction coach position. I truly appreciate you giving me this opportunity to share my expertise and my passion for mentoring novice teachers and coaching veteran teachers. Also, I commend you for creating this position so that new teachers receive the support they need to develop and maintain their effectiveness. Now, I want you to know that throughout the video, I will say the question number so that you'll have an idea which question I am answering. So let's start. Question 1. I have served for several years as an instructional coach because of my desire to help others succeed. I received that same support the first and second year I was teaching in a low-income Black and Hispanic community. The local school provided a mentor and the school district provided an instructional coach. And both of them working together to help me to succeed was such a blessing. I truly appreciate it. And because of that, I want to be sure I can help others as well. Both of them gave me meaningful and innovative support, which improved my teaching skills and helped me to impact my students' achievement level. And both of them were just outstanding role models who cared for my profession. I mean, they really cared for me socially, emotionally, and professionally. So naturally, as they poured into me, I poured into others. And after completing my third year as a teacher, the principal asked me to become a mentor. So by the year 2000, I earned my specialist degree. And at the same time, I earned a teacher support specialist endorsement. That way I was able to serve as a supervising teacher. And I tell you, I loved doing that, just loved it. So later I became a mentor for beginning gifted program teachers and then eventually an instructional coach for beginning and also veteran teachers. Now, question 2, my background. My background and my experiences align with the instructional coaching position in 2 specific areas, training and application. You know, as a Gwinnett County Public School teacher of over 20-something years, I received continuous training in the Quality Plus teaching strategies and the Georgia's Teacher Keys effectiveness system. As an instructional coach, my training included Dr. Jim Knight's instructional coaching model with an emphasis on coaching conversation. And my doctoral studies focus on leadership styles, my favorite, transformational leadership, because I really believe in shared governance. The variety of the training helped me perfect my skills as a coach. And as a result, I help gifted program teachers write curriculum for the Gwinnett County Public School Gifted Department. I provided science education resources and instructional support to elementary teachers. I collaborated with classroom teachers to plan weekly lessons to enhance students' reading and math skills. I created and even conducted professional development courses for English second language teachers working part-time at an after-school program. And today, I provide workshops for parents and teachers on communication skills, strategies on how to help children academically at home. Question 3. My strongest coaching skills are the following. I'm an active listener. I really believe in listening to my teachers. It is very important for me to hear exactly what's going on with them so I can meet their needs. I'm a collaborator. I love collaborating with teachers. I'm a team player. I love working together as a team because the teachers and I are partners. We work together to solve problems. We create lesson plans together, address behavioral management issues, things like that. So I really believe in working together. I am a researcher. I guess you can tell since I have my doctorate degree, I love staying abreast of current and innovative teaching styles. I subscribe to Education Week, and I enjoy reading articles from teachers on Edutopia. I'm big on communicating. I regularly talk to my teachers to provide support, to remind them of our vision, our goals, to stimulate intellectual conversations, to motivate them to think creatively, and to encourage to fill their bucket based on that book, How Full Is Your Bucket? And I'm really big in reflecting. I love just at the end of the day, think about what happened that day. I ask myself questions, and I encourage other teachers to reflect. You know, reflection is a powerful tool because it increases self-awareness. It gets you to think about what occurred that day, how you can improve, and it also affects your decision-making skills. Question 4. So, based on my observations, I found that adult learners like to build upon their own personal experiences. They are committed to learning when they believe that the objectives are realistic and important for their personal and professional needs. They prefer to take responsibility of their own learning. So coaches need to give adult learners choices. We need to give them a variety of options for them to take in order to meet their needs. Adult learners want to select the learning necessary for them to grow. So they're focused on growing and making sure that they take what they need to grow. Now, professional development should have time for the adult learners to apply the skills recently taught. So not only do they participate, but they want to practice it. They would like to get with other adult learners and let's implement what we just learned. Adult learners are problem focused. They like to solve scenarios that may reflect on their own problems. So whenever I do professional learning with adults, I always like to give them scenarios. What would you do if this happened? What would you do if that happened? I love doing role playing. That way they can really move into or understand the skills that they need to in order for them to grow. And finally, adult learners like a variety of professional learning opportunities. And I know I mentioned that a little bit earlier, but yes, I just want to emphasize that they want that variety. Let them choose. Question 5. To help teachers develop their instructional skills, I focus on 4 main areas. One is individual consideration and style. I observe teachers' learning styles and adapt my coaching to enhance their instructional methods. Number 2, inspire to set realistic goals or reasonable goals. I ask key thinking questions to help teachers to develop a strong sense of purpose. I challenge them to think beyond their expectations to reach the needs of their students. I want them, that cliche, think outside the box. And so let's come up with some goals in order to reach that, in order for them to reach their purpose. Number 3, model instructional styles. What better way to help to coach or help teachers grow but to model? So I expose teachers to different instructional methods so that they can choose the one most comfortable for them. For example, I'll teach a lesson using brain-based learning. And then another one using constructivism, discovery-based learning. I would teach the teachers how to even use project-based learning. All the different styles in order to reach the various learning modalities of our students. And number 4, intellectual stimulation. This one I love the most. I enjoy challenging teachers. I just like to challenge their assumptions concerning learning. many of us have preconceived ideas or biases. And so I help them to recognize their own biases and discuss diverse perspectives. When you do this, this actually empowers these teachers to ask questions, for them to practice a greater level of autonomy, so that you're actually duplicating yourself so that they feel very confident in what they're doing. And then ultimately determine the most effective way in order for them to teach their students. All right, question number 6. The time I provided feedback to a teacher in an effective yet sensitive manner was when I was coaching a veteran teacher that was placed on an improvement plan. The teacher struggled with behavioral management. She just had a tough time with her students. And a lot of it was because she just had personal perceptions of the students. You see, the school was located in a low-income Black and Hispanic community. So, what did I do to address these biases? I did a book study with her. I addressed the preconceived ideas through a book called Culturally and Linguistically Responsive Teaching and Learning. We would read and discuss each chapter, and then the teacher would implement some of the recommendations that came from the book. And then from there, she would, I have to admit, she was a little bit hesitant, at the beginning of the coaching process. The veteran teacher, I had to deal with some resistance. I had to deal with some resistance. She blamed others for the problems occurring in her classroom. But when she started seeing positive results because of her implementing the recommendations from the book, she started appreciating the book study. And then eventually she recognized her own personal biases and started changing. Yay! So it was challenging at the beginning, but we made it through, and she is still teaching today. Isn't that great? All right, question 7. Differentiated instruction addresses the different learning needs of students. Okay, so within one classroom, the teacher may provide remediation for a small group of students, acceleration for another group of students. So when I coach novice teachers, I model differentiated instruction using flexible grouping, learning stations, online resources for children such as Imagine Learning, Prodigy, things like that. The teachers and I work together to create short formative assessments and use the data to accommodate the students' learning needs. I also show the teachers ways to modify their lessons to meet the needs of students with an IEP, 504, or multi-language plan for our English second language students. All right, question 8. Collaboration is very important when developing lesson plans. The teachers and I work together to develop a lesson plan template that can be used for every subject, because most of my coaching has been with elementary. And elementary teachers teach more than one subject. So the template follows the school's expectations and much more. Like I asked them to be sure to put in there the I can statement, make sure they have a goal for the lesson. And then I encourage teachers to add something unique to the lesson plan template that reflects their character, like a reflective question to ask the students at the end of the day, or maybe begin the lesson with a joke. They can have that written in there. But I always have them make sure they put something fun, exciting, because we always want to be sure that the children stay alert. And so you want to bring in novelty, little things that will catch their attention. In addition, the teachers and I brainstorm classroom sayings or acronyms to motivate students to strive for excellence We have a little cheer or some kind of acronym that will get them to want to work. Now, as a curriculum developer, as I mentioned earlier, I coordinated a 2-year curriculum writing team to create new gifted curriculum for Gwinnett County Public School Gifted Department. I assisted other teachers in developing science and STEM curriculum using the 5 E's. Engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. Plus, I coordinated a team of English second language teachers to write curriculum for a nonprofit after-school program that primarily serves limited English-speaking students. All right, question 9. Currently, as a parent instructional coordinator, I have been creating and conducting professional development for teachers on effective parent communication. At the beginning of the school year, I conducted a workshop on different ways teachers can talk to their students' parents so the parents will feel welcome. They want them to feel like it's okay to come to the school and feel comfortable with the teacher. So the workshop provided time for teachers to brainstorm a variety of ways to communicate with the parents. Afterwards, some of the teachers role-played an effective and non-effective way to contact the parents, to give academic and behavior updates concerning the parents' children, and then also to keep the parents abreast of school-wide events. We also brainstorm ways to get the parents to come in and volunteer their time. So during the beginning of the second semester, I did a follow-up communication workshop. And the teachers and the front office staff, even the front office staff was able to participate because we want to be sure when the parents come in, the front office staff will be willing to greet the parents and do it in a friendly manner. So I invited the front office staff to also attend this workshop. And they got a chance to talk about ways to communicate with the parents. And as a result, this is what I'm so proud of, on the parent survey that's provided by Gwinnett County Public School, something that the parents have to complete every year. But anyway, the parents gave the school a high rating for feeling welcome and receiving continual updates concerning their child's academic level. Yay! So I love that. Okay, question 10. The strategies I use to build relationships with teachers are, here are the strategies I use. Number 1, get to know the teachers. That's top priority. I have to spend time with the teachers. I want to nurture our relationship, to develop trust and respect. I want to be sure that they know that we have an open communication policy. They can come to me for anything. Number 2, we discuss and set goals together. Goals are very important. We want to be sure they understand their purpose and something to strive for. So afterward, we develop activities to focus on key skills, such as time management, classroom management, behavior management. After I do all that, then I get a chance to pinpoint which skill do they want to work with first. Because we want to take it slow. We don't want to overwhelm the teachers with a variety of things at one time. So I take it one step at a time to help them to help them to manage their time wisely. So number 3, I look for opportunities. I look for those teachable moments to positively influence teachers to view themselves and their environment in a favorable way. I compliment their strengths to build their confidence. I consistently observe the teacher's behavior and instructional methods to provide relevant feedback and promote growth. I call them glows and grows. These are positive and constructive feedback. By the way, I forgot to tell you, that's number 4. Consistently observe the teachers. And number 5, I maintain a positive and enthusiastic attitude. I like creating an environment of possibilities so that the teachers remain hopeful and excited. All right, question 11. Most schools in Gwinnett implement positive behavioral interventions and supports, which is called PBIS, in order to deal with behavior management. Teachers work together to consistently reinforce positive behavior within the classroom and consequences for inappropriate behavior. The language used is stated in a positive, observable terms. So I work really hard with the teachers to help them with their language. What should you say to the student in order to move the student to want to change? So let's give the student observable terms that will help them to change. So teachers follow the school model because normally PBIS is a school-wide initiative. So the teachers follow the school model, the monthly themes, and all that is highlighted within the classroom. Behavior expectations are written for the students to review on a daily basis, such as expectations in the classroom, in the cafeteria. How should students behave in the hallway, playground, restroom, even on the bus? Go through all that to be sure the children are on their best behavior at all times. So as a coach, I have been encouraging my teachers to create an I can statement. I always want them to put that I can, let the kids say what they can do, put it on the wall. We tend to read different I can statements every day. I love that. I want the children to know that they are able to complete the task that's before them. So every morning I encourage my teachers to have what is called a community circle. This is where they get their students in a classroom to come together and just talk about the events that occurred the day before and what's going to occur that day. Particularly if there's sometimes, in school, there's always things going on. If it's not a puppet show or go to the media center to hear someone reading a story, there's picture day, things like that. So you want to always be sure that the children know what's going on and how to behave. Now, for rewards, I use Class Dojo. I really encourage my teachers to use Class Dojo. I found it to be very beneficial because teachers and parents are working together to be sure that these children are on their best behavior. See, parents have access to the same points. They get a chance to see how their child is doing in the classroom. So I love Class Dojo. And as you know, the points represent specific behavior and it really, again, it brings teachers and parents working together. I always tell the teachers, be sure to give positive feedback. And when you give positive feedback, be specific. Share exactly what the child did to let the child know to keep up that type of behavior. But I also tell them you have to correct inappropriate behavior by giving choices. Share with the child, okay, you decide to do this. Now, what would have been another way of doing that so that you would not have gotten in trouble? So give the child choices. Explain different ways to handle a situation so that the child will know next time how to handle the situation. Now, what I love about having a school-wide PBIS is that there's a PBIS committee, and the committee creates monthly free time for the students that have earned a certain amount of points. Okay, question 12. I found that novel teachers want coaching. They need assistance in a variety of management skills to survive their first year of teaching. I have to meet with them more often, build their confidence, demonstrate communication techniques with parents. That's top priority. How do you talk to the parents? And then discipline methods with the students. I showed them how to work in differentiated lessons to be sure that they're meeting all the various needs of the students' learning styles. And then one thing I found with our novice teachers is that they need resources. They need creative ideas of things on what to do. So I provide a lot of resources, ideas, and I show them how to make their classroom inviting. We want to create an inviting environment. So help them in bulletin boards, things like that. Now, experienced teachers, they only want a coach that will help them in a specific area. They prefer collaborating, or I should call it collaborative conversation. They prefer that. While some novice teachers want the coach to tell them what to do. The novice teachers say, okay, what should I do now? No, let's work together. I have to ask them questions so that they can come up with what would be the best thing to do next. But veteran teachers, I know what to do. Just help me with this one area and I'm good to go. So I definitely found that experienced teachers want their coach to encourage innovative ideas, to enhance their creativity and critical thinking skills. And I definitely have found that coaching helps experienced teachers solve complex problems. That is what I've noticed most. Whenever there's a complex problem, experienced teachers love talking to the coach. All right, question 13. So I'm very comfortable working independently with new initiatives. In fact, most of my career has been working independently. In my current position as a parent instructional coordinator, I initiated AKS at Home parent workshops for each subject area. These workshops are provided every week. I initiated the English Second Language and Gifted Education curriculum writing projects. As a teacher, when I was a classroom teacher, I started student council, science fair, robotics club, a Saturday Restoration program for gifted students. So I love creating new things and I love sharing with others how they can create new things in order to meet the needs of our students. Because we want our students to grow not only academically, but we want to be sure that they develop critical thinking skills. We want them to be highly creative because they're our future. They're the ones going to be making the decisions of what's taking place in the future. So we want to give them the skills necessary to be problem solvers. All right. So question 14. Instructional coaching is essential in retaining teachers because it leads teachers to realize their full potential. Coaching fosters a high level of personal gratification. Teachers leave the profession because they feel no one appreciates their efforts. So coaching builds the teacher's skills to prepare them for future adventures. Coaching helps teachers embrace new projects, handle change, and focus on the needs of their students. Best of all, coaches motivate teachers to strive for excellence through modeling. Okay, now, question 15 was if I have any questions. So I do have a couple of questions I wanted to ask. Number one is, if I'm hired, I believe I heard that I would have to have liability insurance. If that is true, do you have any recommendations of insurance that I need to pursue to get that liability coverage? Number two, if I'm hired again, am I expected to work during the summer months? If so, when and how often? And number three, when does this position end? When? Because I know it's a grant, and I believe I read that it may be 1, maybe 2 years. And I heard that we'll begin in April, but when will it end? All right. And I believe that's it. So thank you again for your time. I appreciate this, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.